So then we react to the cops realize she made the worst mistake of her life.
Just step out of the car real quick, okay? And I'll explain what's going on. Don't.
I'm not doing nothing.
Don't. You're tensing up, bro. Don't do it. Don't do it. Stand right back. Wait. Don't.
I'll tease you!
You did?
Yes!
Okay.
I grabbed the gun! I shot him! Oh my God!
A traffic stop in the spring of 2021 turns into chaos for the officers, the driver, and the entire community when a fatal mistake becomes a national flashpoint, igniting a wave of unrest. As agitation spreads throughout the city, the tensions between the police and the public erupt, and the world watches to see what justice will look like in this explosive case.
What was this?
This is the America we live in now. I got this war zone.
The following report is based on official police records, and some of the footage has never been seen before until now. On April 11th, 2021, two officers in Brooklyn Center, Minnesota stop a car when they notice expired tabs and an obstruction hanging from the rearview mirror.
Oh.
Come on, somewhere. There's a way.
Really?
Move forward.
You're gonna stop right here.
Officer Kimberly Potter takes up position at the rear of the car as her trainee, Officer Anthony Lucky, approaches the door.
Hey, what's going on, man? You got a driver's license and proof of insurance for me at all? You don't have a driver's license? Okay.
Damn,
What's your
she's
name?
not even the trainee. She's
You're
an
Dante?
officer.
Okay, gotcha. Well, there's a couple things. Here's why I stopped you. The air freshener hanging down there. Yeah, can do that. And then our other question is your tabs. Yeah, just keep looking for the insurance, and then I'm gonna write your name, date of birth down. All right.
The man they've pulled over is 20-year-old Dante Wright, and a young woman named Elena is in the passenger seat.
Yeah, friend.
I wanted to say he was lying, but I think he's honestly telling the truth, so.
As the police run Dante's information through the system, Dante calls his mom for advice.
He calls me and he said, "Mom, I just been pulled over." And I said, "For what?" Like, that was just my first response. Like, "What did you do?" And he said I had air fresheners in the window or in the rearview mirror. And then I said, "Okay, well, take them down." He was like, "You think I'm in trouble?" I was like, "No, you're not in trouble. What would you be in trouble for?"
But what the police find shifts the course of this traffic stop.
Just run him as Dante Wright. No, just run him like you were in DBS.
Yeah.
Just don't put all that other information in.
Oh, okay.
See what it gives you.
Status suspended, mail, state records hit.
See? Don't want to code for yourself.
He's got a gross misdemeanor warrant, and there's an OFP for a female, so I need to ID her. There's also residue, like weed on the middle console, so probably search the car. Apparently the car is his brother's.
You want to tell him what the warrant's for?
Warrant is for the weapons violation.
The officers, who have now been joined by a sergeant, return to arrest Dante, taking the first steps toward an encounter that will end in disaster.
Just have him step on out.
No,
Hey,
they gotta be ready.
All right, man, here, do me a favor.
The cops gotta be ready, Gabe. Weapons violation. No matter what it is, they just gotta be ready now. All right.
Just step out of the car real quick, okay? And I'll explain what's going on.
Fuck that.
You can just put your phone on the dashboard there, okay?
So
and then the
going
paper.
to jail?
I'll explain all that in a second, okay? Just turn around, put your hands on your back.
You didn't tell you're under arrest, Dante.
Okay, so you are going to be under arrest, okay? You do have a warrant, so. Don't.
I'm not doing nothing.
Don't. You're tensing up, bro. Don't do it. Don't do it. Stand right back. Wait. Wait. Don't.
Now pay attention now.
But Officer Potter's taser is holstered on the left side of her belt. She reaches to the right, tragically grabbing her 9mm instead.
I'll tase you! Taser!
But the next sound is not the electric
if they can't reverse it, because if you're right hand, you want your dominance. They can't really reverse it because it's a dominate. It needs more like that. But the gun holds more punch, so you need your dominant hand to hold it firmly. They can't put it right next to each other because that's to be even more mistakes. What's the best way? I can't even. This is a life struggle thing. I'm not doing this. Is a world struggles thing. Fuck that. They gotta decide. The president decide that. I ain't no president. Nigga. Fuck that. There's no way. I don't think there's a way. Niggas just gotta train longer, I guess. Cops just gotta train hella long. Like, I'll say train them for like a year or two off the field.
Crackle of a taser, but the loud report of a single gunshot. Dante Wright is instantly aware of what happened.
Ah, he shot me.
Oh, I just shot him.
You did?
Yes!
Okay.
I grabbed the wrong gun! I shot him! Oh my god!
Okay. Kim, sit down.
The booming sounds from down the street are from Dante's car smashing into an oncoming SUV before rolling to a stop at an intersection a block away from the initial incident. One cop is already on the scene, and soon there will be many others.
Refill contact shots fired. Got more units, please. We're gonna need additional units.
Kim, that guy was trying to take off with me in the car.
But Officer Potter is inconsolable, and the news isn't improving.
The driver is not breathing according to the passenger.
Oh my god! What have I done? What have I done?
No one else there.
The only thing that will help is these types of videos, man. Not her case, it's the public's case, man. And they're right there too, bro. These people that I support, like, you see her, that was just like, damn. It was a terrible mistake, though. Terrible accident. Like, if it was a rookie, we would have said, okay, fine. This guy, this camera, this guy, it was him, okay, he's a rookie. Still should have been in the field, but still, like, she's a senior officer. Wow, bro, she's done. You're done, buddy.
At the crash scene where the police response is growing by the second, Elena gets out of the car as the officers prepare to move in on Dante. Few, if any of them, know exactly what happened here.
We heard over the radio that Brooklyn Center officers, there was a possible shooting, took the male out of the driver's seat and began performing a first aid on them.
Paramedics quickly arrive at the scene as well, but little can be done.
As I approached, I believe they stopped doing CPR. I checked a pulse on his right carotid for when I was aiming at about 10 seconds. I moved over to the left carotid to check over there as well. I did not feel a pulse.
Dante Wright is pronounced dead at the scene, and while it's not clear if Officer Potter immediately received the news, a Hennepin County lieutenant finds her in a worrying state.
I got down to her level and I'm talking to her and she was just repeating some things, and I honestly just told her to stop talking. She repeatedly kept saying that she wanted to die. Again, how my conclusion came that there was something critical that took place. I'm going to prison. I want to die. Just let me die. I talked to her sergeant twice, and on the second time, he finally listened to me, I said, you need to take her gun from her, because I didn't know the whole realm of it, but I knew it wasn't good.
Damn,
Officer Potter is led to an ambulance where she's checked out before being transported back to the police station. Officer Potter, of course, is far from the only person experiencing trauma from the day's events.
I went outside screaming, like, I was just so distraught. My neighbors heard me, and my neighbor's like, no, I'll drive you. And there was so much traffic, and I was like, oh my God, I can't. I got out of the car and I started running, but it was so far away. So I had to get back in the car, and I couldn't go any further, and I just need yellow tape.
In the meantime, cops from several departments and jurisdictions have blanketed the area, and many still have very little knowledge about what happened.
Hi there. No, I don't have all the details. I just replaced my partner about 5 minutes ago. I haven't heard about any officers being hurt at all, but I don't know any details.
When Dante's mom finally gets to the scene, she's confronted with the same lack of answers.
I finally got into the yellow tape, and the police officers were stopping me. I'm like, oh my God, is that my son? And I seen the car that we just gave my son 2 weeks ago was smashed up with another car. And I was like, oh my God, was he in an accident? And Brooklyn Center police officers were talking to me, and they said they had no information. They don't know what happened. I said, well, I know what happened. I was on the phone. You shot my son.
The sight of this many police cars has attracted attention, and it's not long before the mood grows hostile.
Oh, it's me. You're the one that's yelling out a window while you're driving. These people don't even know what happened. I don't even know what happened, and they're threatening to hurt people. Unbelievable.
But the atmosphere surrounding police shootings is tense in the spring of 2021.
Facts.
And that tension is perhaps especially palpable here in Brooklyn Center, where, less than 10 miles away, Derek Chauvin is on trial for the 2020 death of George Floyd. And as news breaks out about Dante's shooting, the gathering crowd begins to take the shape of a full-fledged protest.
Hold the space! Hold the space! Next people to come and Avenue North, Lee Avenue North. Get people here.
Spin on a cop is crazy though. Oh, like.
I want you to fight them. Get people here right now. Check people here. Avenue North right now. Do not go for Ocho. The reason why they have so many pins out here is because they know.
Now you see, if he shoots them, they have the right to shoot him. They have the right to shoot all of them. Those two people right there. This nigga with this nigga and this nigga right here. These two niggas right here. The right to shoot them both. They have the right. All the right.
But the growing unrest at the scene of Dante's shooting is only the first glimpse of what is in store for Brooklyn Center as the day turns into night, and news of the incident continues to spread throughout the community. Riot squads gather at the police station as the protests spread and troubling reports come over the radio.
Minneapolis, female stated looting of Walmart will be happening soon, and hung up on us.
And as temperatures rise across the city, it's perhaps inevitable that some protesters are detained.
My phone is ringing. Can you see who that is, please? You don't have to answer it, but can you tell me who it is? Because it might be my mom, and she's going to be very disappointed in me. Oh, man.
Why would you go?
Right thing.
You're not doing the right thing, bro.
It's looking real great outside. It looks like you guys got it all in control.
Even as the protests turn chaotic in some areas, police must also confront destruction and theft throughout the city.
I'll be honest with you, I got no idea what to do here. Because I mean, everything around here is getting looted.
The wide net of property damage and looting since
crazy. What happened to Dante White, bro? Dante White. What happened to his case, bro? Y'all niggas are fucking ridiculous, bro. Instead of helping them, you just destroyed his whole life, gang. His whole life just went to waste, bro. Bro, his whole life, because they could be cops investigating what's going on, give a cop who really shot him innocently justice, and then that's it. But no, you guys decide to loot, to do all that, and then the cases they get buried because of you guys.
The cops to multiple businesses throughout the night as they struggle to keep up with sporadic outbursts of criminal activity.
You better get the home! Get the home! Y'all better get home! Drop the Stop it! Police, you're under arrest! Come on, your hands up! They probably just ran out of here. That kid looks like he's about 8 years old. Wow, this is the America we live in now. My God, it's a war zone.
The local unrest continues throughout the following week, and the city reports that they've handled at least 200 calls ranging from burglaries to property damage.
Burglary, property damage. All cases buried now. They're gone. They're buried. They're poof. Finito. Done. Every single case is just done because these idiots want to loot.
Damage. According to officials, more than 140 businesses are damaged, including several instances of arson. In the midst of the ongoing protests and community reaction, Officer Potter resigns from the Brooklyn Center Police Department on April 13th, 2 days after the shooting. The following day, she is arrested and charged with second-degree manslaughter in the death of Dante Wright.
This is crazy.
So, yep, I'm just gonna, I know, you know, I'm very sorry. Just, let's just face this way just for the sake of it. I'm just gonna pat everything down. Do you have underwear on?
No, I
Nothing?
just sports bra on.
Okay.
There's no pockets.
Just kick your leg a little bit for me, thank you.
As she arrives at the jail, Potter has an emotional exchange with the officer escorting her.
I'd give you a hug, but that's probably not allowed.
What's that?
I can't give you a hug. It's probably not allowed.
Yeah, I just be aware that once you walk in the door, everything is recorded, so just and phone calls and everything. Just, I'm sure you know that. I'm just okay, and we'll make this as quick and painless as possible.
In September, the Minnesota Attorney General added first-degree manslaughter to her charges. At trial, Potter told the jury that she had never before used her taser or her gun on duty in her 26 years of policing and insisted that she didn't want to hurt anybody that day. Dante's mother posted a message on Facebook calling for accountability.
Just see my son laying there, looked to me like he was dead. And I sat there and watched my son sit on the corner for hours and hours. That was my day. I watched my son underneath the yellow tent for seemed to be like a lifetime.
Kimberly Potter was convicted of first-degree manslaughter and sentenced in February 2022. The city of Brooklyn Center agreed to pay Dante Wright's family a lawsuit settlement of $3.25 million in June 2022. Kimberly Potter was released from prison in April 2023.
I'm a
notary. I got called.
No. Like and subscribe. At least she's released, I guess. Make her life try to make her life better, low key.